Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Chisom here again, and this is Mrs. Lepa's series. If you're just meeting me for the very first time, you're just coming across my channel for the very first time, you are highly welcome. Do want to please consider subscribing and being part of this community. You're gonna like it here, trust me. And to all my old and returning subscribers, of course you guys know that you are the real reason why we do this all the time. You are the encouragement. Thanks for always engaging. Thanks for coming back to watch my videos. Thanks for liking my videos. You guys are the best and I love you guys. So guys, today is a video request I got inbox, and someone also dropped it in the comment section asking that we please do a video and show how to draft or how to write a typical healthcare assistant CV. I've always come online to show you people where to apply for jobs, companies that are recruiting, overseas jobs, COS and all that. But if you don't know how to structure your CV, if you don't know how to write a very good CV and cover letter, of course you're not going to be successful in your application. So as much as it's important to have information about companies that are recruiting, it is also very important for you to know how to draft your CV, how to twist your CV, how to modify your CV to fit any job at all that you might be applying to. Okay, so watch this video to the end. Don't miss any part of it, because I'm going to be showing you people my screen. We're going to see how to write a typical CV. This one is not guideline, this one is a typical CV. I'm going to be displaying a typical healthcare assistant CV on my screen and show you people what and what should be in each section. So this is not the very first video I've done about your CV, making your CV come up to international standard. I've done a video like that before, where we went to Canada Job Bank and I showed you people, how to draft your CV using the guideline there. We saw the do's and the don'ts, and also we saw how to apply it to your CV. But that one was just about talking and no template at all. So after that video, I hope that you must have seen the video. If you've not seen it, of course it's in my channel. You can always look up the video and watch it, bearing in mind that you must have understood one or two things from the video, because it's still going to form the basis of the video we are going to make today. Everything is still in line with that guideline in that video. Okay, so hoping that, or knowing that you will still watch that video, I'll progress to show you people how you're going to write your CV to meet up to international standard, your healthcare assistant CV. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video. Okay, by liking it, YouTube is going to understand that this video is of much value, and they are going to spread it so that as many people can come across it and utilize the information. And also it's going to be encouraging to me that after the good job I did, a lot of people actually came across it, and the video helped as many people as possible, and thereby helping my channel to grow too. Okay, we rise by lifting others in it. So guys, I'm going to be showing you people my screen and a typical CV that I have written, and addressed the sections there, and tell you people how you are going to go about it. Please, I'm going to be pleading, do not go and lift the CV, whatever it is I'm going to be showing. Don't go and lift it verbatim and put in your file. Okay, you don't want to do that. A lot of people are going to see this video, and imagine what will happen if everybody that comes across this video just goes there, lifts everything there like verbatim and put in their own file. Like all of you are going to be just having the same thing. Okay, so it doesn't make sense. This is just a guideline. This is just to guide you, to make you understand what and what should be under each section. Every individual is peculiar. Every candidate is different. Your case will not be the same with mine. Mine will not be the same with another person out there. So when you see typically what is in mine, that will enable you to know how to put yours, whatever qualification you have, whatever experience you have, how to recognize it in your CV. That is just basically what this video is all about, and not to give you the CV to just go and copy and paste. Okay, please don't do that. Okay, besides, that's plagiarism if you don't know. So please don't do that. And also remember that not one CV fits all. Even as you are going to get this information I'm going to be showing here, the intention actually is to let you understand that these things are things you can do by yourself. Okay, because I know there are some people who do it as a job. They write CVs for people, for job applicants and all that. There's nothing wrong with giving someone to write for you if you still feel that that is what works for you. The essence of this video is to show you that this is something you can do by yourself, and for you to also understand what it entails, for you to understand what and what should come into your CV, why this is coming there and that is not coming there. That way you'll be able to always modify it. Just imagine if you're going to be applying for 10 jobs jobs, 20 jobs, 50 jobs? Are you going to use that one CV that agent wrote for you to apply for all these jobs? So it's better for you to understand what and what should be in your CV, understand how to do these things, so that even when you're applying for different jobs, you're going to be modifying it to be suiting the requirements of those jobs. Okay, so basically no one CV fits all. Okay, I can't stop emphasizing on that. Each recruiter have what they are looking for. Even for any recruiter, for any particular organization, they have what they are looking for. The NHS will have what they are looking for, the keywords in their job adverts that they will still put in the filter when they are filtering candidates applications. Care homes, different care homes have what they're looking for. Domiciliary care settings, they all have what they're looking for. So this CV that I'm showing you people is just the basic knowledge that you're going to have, the basis of writing your healthcare assistant CV. It's now left for you to structure it to suit your own peculiar situation. And also, when it comes to your skills and experience, always know that there are some that are just not relevant. In case maybe you have been working for the past 10 years from this sector, you moved on to this sector. From banking you moved on to maybe healthcare, and from banking you moved on to healthcare, from healthcare you moved on to aviation, from aviation you moved on to, when you're applying for healthcare assistant role, of course you know that the skills that you're going to be displaying, talking about, are those skills that relate to healthcare. Those experiences you have related to healthcare, those are the things you feel that makes you qualified, that makes you confident, that makes you feel, oh, I'm qualified for this role, let me go and apply for it, I have skills in this. You don't have to come and start telling them of when you were in the aviation or when you were in the banking, except of course there are transferable skills you can bring from this industry into healthcare. For example, you've been a customer assistant in the bank, you've been a customer representative, you work one-on-one with customers. Of course, in the healthcare sector, you interact with your clients too, one-on-one with clients and client relatives. So bringing in that your customer service experience could be a transferable skill that will sell. Okay, when you come and say, okay, when you were in the bank, you were a customer rep, you helped customers sort their problems, you escalated the ones that are beyond your power, and you make sure that every customer, gets, satisfactory feedback from whatever problem that they bring to your table. It's a transferable skill you can bring also in the healthcare, where you'll be saying that for clients, you make sure that every client is satisfied at the end of the day. Client orientation, you are client oriented, you make sure that clients are satisfied with whatever, services you're offering. So apart from that, that is just to give you an example of skills that can be transferred. Apart from that, every other thing you must have done, there's no need for it. Or maybe you did you have experience in housekeeping. Yeah, you bring it in. It's a transferable skill, because most of the time somebody who is giving care to anybody, maybe in the domiciliary or even in the care home setting, it's all about housekeeping. It's all about keeping your environment clean. It's all about making sure that your clients are in a comfortable, clean, safety environment. So housekeeping is also a very good skill for you to say, I have this skill, I have this experience in housekeeping. Okay, we are going to see the CV. You will see how all that comes in. So apart from that, if you have any other bogus things you've done in the past, you've changed job more than 7 times or 10 times in the past, please just pick out like 3 relevant ones and display them. Yours. If every other thing, just leave it. Except you're applying for another job that asks for that same thing, or for something that relates to that sense, you now go back and edit your job experiences, change it, and now bring in this other one that suits this job. That is why I said there is no one CV that fits all. Okay, you might have different experiences in the past, depending on what this job is looking for. There is a healthcare assistant role I saw, and they said they need somebody who is tech savvy, someone who can do stock counting, someone who can, all those things. So if you had experience before in the past as maybe a bookkeeper, you as a bookkeeper, of course you use the computer, you use software to work, you know how to do stock counting and all that. So in that case, you can now bring in that your bookkeeping experience into your CV. Okay, so that is what I mean by modifying, always using, depending on what that job requirement is asking you for. Okay, like I told you guys, these CVs are not, looked at, these CVs are not filtered by humans. Most of the time, these companies, they use recruitment software, and these are the software that will, pull your CV from the crowd, from the pool of applications that they must have gotten. And if you don't use the right keywords, there are some keywords they are going to feed into the software to make it be able to filter the CVs. If you don't use those keywords, if you don't use the right keywords, your CV will not be called up, even when you are qualified for that job. Okay, so it is important to know that you are qualified for a job, and how do you place your CV, how do you structure your CV in order that whatever application you are tossing in, you stand a chance of being successful. It is very, very important. That is why I'm placing high importance to this video, and you guys are going to help me by liking this video, by subscribing if you've not, by sharing it so that YouTube will understand the value in it and share it to as many people as possible. Okay, so that being said, let's go to the video now so that I will show you. We are going to do it together. You will see my screen and we'll progress from there. Okay, so guys, this is where we start. So the first thing on your CV that is going to be written boldly, of course, is your name. Yusuf Abiola Okeke in this case. Your name boldly written, the work, the position, you put your address, your state, and the country, and of course your phone number. Your phone number is going to come with the country code, okay, that you are applying from, and then your email address. Please, for your email address, always use professional email addresses. Okay, don't go and be using a baby for you at yahoo.com, and most of the time use Gmail, please. Gmail.com, and let it be official. Let it be coined from your name if possible. If your name is Okeke Yusuf Abiola, it could be you Okeke at gmail.com, or Abiola at gmail.com. Whatever it is, please make it an official email address and something easy that anybody could be able to get through it without making mistakes. They cannot come and be spelling the whole long email address that is like more than 20 characters along the line. The person might even make mistake trying to figure out whatever it is. So make it very brief and professional. So the very first thing, when you have finished with your name, your contact details, your address and email address, okay, is your career summary. That is where you tell them briefly about yourself. It's just like saying, tell me about yourself. Okay, you can say something like, warm and compassionate individual with over 4 years of experience in geriatric care and clinical support, able to work on the front line of care delivery with a non-judgmental, accepting and open-minded attitude, helping service users to overcome their everyday difficulties, possessing interpersonal and communication skills needed to work in partnership with managers, supervisors, the medical team, clients and clients' relatives, and so on and so forth. Add whatever it is that you want to, portray there, however you want to introduce yourself, however you see yourself, you want your a recruiter to perceive you, you can add it here, but let it just be brief. And please remember what I told you guys, do not go and lift whatever it is you're seeing on the screen verbatim and put it in your CV that way, because a lot of people are going to come across this video. You don't want to have just the same CV with hundreds of other people that are going to apply for this particular job. It will look as if all of you are from the same WhatsApp group. So please always coin it, always twist it to suit you. These 4 years of experience in your own, it could be that you have 2 years of experience, you could have 6 years of experience. You see geriatric care and support. When we say geriatric, we mean old people, like taking care of the old. Is it geriatric care and support, or you have experience in working with children with special needs, or you have experience with working with people with disabilities? It could just be anything depending on your own peculiar situation. That is what you're going to put here. Okay, areas of expertise, it could be something like, say, dementia care, hoist operation, challenging behavior. If you have worked with mental care home, you understand that handling challenging behavior is a skill. So you put it there just in case you have that experience, you have that expertise from your previous work experiences. 3, 4, main points is just okay. All right, so courses and trainings you attended. If you have gotten any courses and training certificates, this is where it comes in. You have done the 15 care certificate standards from Florence Academy, from reads.com, from Udemy, from Allison's, wherever it is that you have done it. You put it here, put the year. Then you have done moving and handling practical. Maybe there's a particular hospital you have gone to and you have done the practicals in moving and handling. You have done first aid, CPR practical. You have done all these things. This is where they come in. The courses and the trainings that you have attended, the year you attended it, and the organization that gave this training. This is where it comes in. Then we move over to your relevant work experience. Of course, you know that you might have had different work experience depending on when you came out from school, but what are those experiences that are relevant to this role that you are going to be applying for? That is what comes into this section. Okay, the relevant work experience. What work experience you have that made you feel that you're a good fit for this role? It doesn't mean that if you've been a banker, you've been working in the bank since 2015, you go and be putting work experience as a banker here. You're not going to get that job because you don't have the experience required for this role. Okay, maybe from your BSc certificate, it shows that you are a graduate of physics, or you are a graduate of engineering, or you're a graduate of anything, economics. Okay, everybody knows that if you're studying physics, or you are studying economics or engineering, you're not studying it to come out and be a healthcare assistant. Okay, you must have studied it in order to be able to work in this industry or that industry. So while you're now working in that industry, you're kind of now looking forward to switching career. Maybe you're from the banking sector and you're looking forward to switching to the healthcare sector while when you travel abroad, or you're from the engineering sector, you're looking forward to switching to healthcare industry. So what is that work experience you have that made you apply to this job? Or what is that work experience you've had that makes you feel that you're a suitable fit for this role? So that is what will come in here. Your work experience, healthcare assistant role or support worker role, which you must have gotten from wherever it is you could get these experiences from. I told you guys before how you can go to a hospital if you have anyone close to you, that you can just go there, be an auxiliary nurse or whatever it is they call it. I've forgotten what they call them, but just go to a hospital. Roles that a healthcare assistant will be performing, basic roles, is supporting residents with personal hygiene. Then is supporting residents to maximize their personal comfort by moving and handling appropriately using walking frames, wheelchairs, standing or full body hoists. Because already you have told them up here that you did moving and handling practical, you did you have expertise in hoist operation, you have expertise in hoist operation, you did moving and handling practical. So you have to now say in your experience that you have experience in this. Okay, accompany residents to medical appointments and social events, respond to nurse call system. This is just a few. There are a lot of things as a healthcare assistant you will be doing, but this is just a few. And then from here, you go to the advert, go to the job description and see all other things they expect this individual to be doing for them. You can now add it to whatever we have here. So this is just the basic. It doesn't mean it's all or it ends here. You can now add 1, 2, 3, 4 points from the job description you now got from the job advert. Okay, then after that, you put something like housekeeping manager, domestic housekeeping, and housekeeping manager. Now, this particular job experience, I will tell you the reason why I have chosen this. Now, you know that healthcare assistant roles, it goes hand in hand with domestic chores. It goes hand in hand with helping to housekeeping, basically. So if you have an experience in housekeeping, okay, and you're looking for a role in healthcare assistant, you know that some healthcare assistant, for example, you are a living healthcare assistant or you're a domiciliary healthcare assistant, of course, you'll be performing housekeeping role for these clients. Okay, so it pays well for you to also include in your CV that you have housekeeping skills, housekeeping experience. You have worked in so organization as a housekeeper. It pays well. It boosts your chances. It shows that you have been in this line, like you understand this task. Okay, now look at the way I have done it. You started off as a domestic housekeeper, and then in your next role, you became a housekeeping manager. Whatever job you are looking for, even if it is not in the healthcare sector, wherever it is you're looking for job, always try to portray to the recruiter that in this particular organization, you have spent at least up to 5 years working for this organization. It's not good to jump from one job to another. You guys, job retention, it portrays a very good impression about you to the recruiter, that you have that job satisfaction, you have that job, you're not somebody that, in fact, when you come to your job experience, you have more than 7 jobs you have done in the past 5 years. That means you barely spent 1 year in each organization. So you're in this particular organization from so time to so time, and while you were there, you did so well that they even promoted you from your entry position up to a managerial role. It means that you're somebody who is dedicated to whatever you do. Those are the kind of people they want to see. So those are the things you have to pay attention to when you're doing your job work experience in your CV. It matters a lot. And also your years. Make sure that there are no gaps in employment when you're putting your years. Of course, you know that here where we have the healthcare assistant, support worker, you're going to put the name of the organization and then from when to when did you work here. Housekeeping manager, the name of the organization, and from when to when did you work here. Domestic aid, the name of the organization, from when to when did you work here. Okay, so if you are going to be putting the years that you're working, make sure that there are no gaps in employment. If you said you worked in ABC Limited from 2025 to 2005 to maybe 2010, you cannot come now and from 2012 you are now working in healthcare assistant position in this organization. What happened between 2010 and 2012? You have to start explaining. So whatever you do, make sure that there are no gaps in your employment. You look at your dates as you are stopping work in this particular organization, you are moving over to this particular organization, you are moving over to this, and not more than 3 months gap in employment. If not, you are going to start explaining. Okay, as a domestic housekeeper, you were washing windows, walls, and ceilings, sweep, mop, wash and polish floors, stock cleaning closet, distribute clean towels, report and manage issues of lost and found items. And then when you became the housekeeping manager, your role changed to establish and implement operational procedures for housekeeping department, plan and coordinate activities of housekeeping supervisors and crews, ensure that safety standards and departmental policies are met, supervise maintenance and repair services. Okay, it could be anything basically, but this, I've told you guys the reason why we're using housekeeping. Okay, because housekeeping, healthcare assistant, support worker, they go hand in hand. They're all about helping and taking care of people who would ordinarily not be able to do these things for themselves. Okay, so you now come over to other volunteering work experience. Could it be that you have other places you have volunteered where you have also garnered one or two experiences that makes you feel that you have that compassion? Because you know that healthcare assistant, support worker roles, when you are applying for jobs as a healthcare assistant, the only thing you'll be hearing is compassion, empathy, sensitivity, needs of others. You volunteer in your church, in your local church, you volunteer in your place of worship. It could be the church, it could be the mosque, or any place of worship at all that you know that these activities are being carried out. You volunteer with charity organizations around you, maybe St. John's Ambulance, maybe the Red Cross, or any charity organization around you. Okay, you do these volunteering activities there. It pays a lot, like it impresses them a lot to know that, oh, you are even somebody who volunteer, who have that passion to help others. Volunteering work means you're not being paid for this role. Yeah, you have that passion to help other people. It boosts your chances, because what the healthcare assistant role is all about, after all, is empathy, is passion, is the compassion for you to be able to help others. So when they are recruiting for this position, they're not necessarily looking for people that have big qualifications. They're also looking for people that have that empathy, that spirit to be able to help. So you can put it there that you've had other volunteering or other work experiences. If there are other work experiences that you have done that you feel you can use transferable skills in this work experience to work as a healthcare assistant, this is where it comes in. So other volunteering activities, in case you have done that in your organization, places of worship, or other charity organizations around you, you could say that you supported elderly people. You supported with elderly care of vulnerable adults, residents in your community. You offer them companionship, personal care, domestic assistance, helping with mobility, overseeing medication intake, and all that. If you have a relative, maybe your grandmother, your grandfather, your grandaunt, anybody at all that you have taken care of, even if it's not an elderly person, maybe your sister, somebody that was an invalid that you took care of, you were in the hospital with your sister, or you were in the hospital with your mom when she did this particular surgery for so period of time, bring it here. Those are your other volunteering activity. You weren't paid for it, you took care of a relative and you didn't get money for it, but it gave you that experience of a healthcare, because what you are doing for a hospital, for somebody who is in the hospital, assuming you were in the hospital for 2 months taking care of your brother, your sister, your relative who has just had a major surgery, you clean them, that is personal care. You clean them, you help them eat their food, you help to move them, you take them around to stroll around the hospital premises to avoid bed sores. You do all these things, you wash their clothes, you fetch water, you clean. All those things are personal care. It forms a big part of your experience. So this is where you bring it in. Okay, in this particular I'm using this instance for you. You offer dedicated support, supported living to your grandmother, our grandmother, helping to lighten the load of everyday domestic tasks and offer support to remain living independently as possible. This is just briefly. There are so many other things that could be your taking care of a relative experience. That being said, you move over to your skills and abilities. So these are the basic. Anybody that wants to work in the capacity of a healthcare assistant, you should have all these excellent communication skill, ability to work as part of a team. You can have specialty in elderly support and dementia care, depending on your experience. Adaptable and able to work with minimal supervision, able to recognize changes in service user conditions. There are numerous of them. So these are the basic ones you have in your CV. But then by the time you're applying for any job at all, you must go to the person specification of that job, where you will now pick up those skills that are peculiar to this job you're applying for. And then you come here and include it here. Okay, so every job you're applying for, some of them, they might ask you to have driving skills. They might ask you to be fluent in English language. They might ask you to have the ability to stand for long periods of time. They might ask you to show that you're a good team player. They might ask you, in fact, a lot of them might say that they need somebody who is non-judgmental. Those are the things you now bring in here as your skills and abilities. But this one I'm showing you people here is just the generally, basically, this is what is required of a healthcare assistant. Now, personal qualities include client focus, compassionate and empathetic towards the needs of others, willingness and ability to deal with sensitive personal care tasks. So these are your personal qualities, things you know you have that makes you feel, oh, I'm interested in doing this job. Okay, it's not limited to this. There are so many of them. You can add your own. Like I said, this is just the basic. Then your education will come in here. If you have a high school diploma or BSc, whatever it is that is your education, you put it in here. And remember that from the time you are coming out from school up to date, you must put activities that cover each period. If you graduated from school, say in 2010, from that 2010 to 2023, you must have work experiences, volunteering experiences that cover each particular period so that you will not have gaps in employment. Please bear that in mind. It is very, very important, especially if you're applying for NHS jobs. You must cover all gaps in employment. If not, you put in another letter that will explain any gaps in employment that you might have. Okay? So guys, this is just a typical healthcare assistant CV. Typical. Okay, so guys, you've seen it. Is there anything difficult in that? There is nothing difficult in that. In this CV that I showed you people, in the bio data, nobody saw where I was putting state of origin, country of origin, married or single, female or male, or next of kin, or all those things. They are not needed. Don't put it in your CV. You see what I just showed you? That is typically how you are going to write your CV, international standard. Don't make that mistake of putting anything there that will make the recruiter biased without even meeting you already. The person is already biased, about you. Do not put, or people that even put pictures in their CV, please stop putting pictures in your CV. Okay, and when it comes to hobbies and interests, you people did not even see any section I made their hobbies and interests, because it's not necessary. There's no need for you to go there and be putting dancing and cooking and singing and gardening and photography or whatever hobbies and interests you might have. It is not international format of CV writing. If you have it in your CV, remove that section. Another section you did not see there is the section of referees. There is no section for referees in an international CV. You don't need to put referees there. There is absolutely no need for that. You don't even want to put people's contact details in your CV. You don't know how many applications or where the applications are going to. You can imagine having somebody's contact details all over the internet just because they ask you ask them to be your referee. They gave you the order, they're going to be your referee. That is not professional. You don't need to put that. See, referee is a very serious issue here. Nobody even wants to see your referees in your CV, because it even shows that you don't even have that confidentiality. You're just putting all people's information anywhere, anyhow. Now, when an employer is interested in recruiting you after or before your interview, when they must have given you a go-ahead to maybe complete your profile or invite you for an interview, they are going to ask you to give details of your referee, details, contact number, and names of your referee and their addresses. And also, you are going to sign an authorization for them to go ahead and contact your referee. No employer will go and contact your referee because it is on your CV and go ahead to start asking the person questions about you. Nobody does that in the abroad. It is not ethical. Okay, the right thing to do is that you employ this candidate. This candidate is going to by themselves give you the names of the referees, and they will ask you, do you want your referees to be contacted before or after your interview? Some people will have reasons why they just want it to be after their interview, because imagine where you're working in a place where you don't want your manager to know that you're changing job, and already before your interview they've gone ahead to contact your manager, giving them that tip that you're changing job. So what if after the interview you were not successful? What happens? So some people don't want their manager to know beforehand that they're changing jobs, maybe until after the interview that you're sure now that okay, everything is going to work out smoothly, then they can now go ahead and contact your referee. So referee is not something anybody wants to see in your CV. It's not, it shouldn't be part of your CV. It's a further application, further notes after you must have finished your application. They might call you in to complete your profile, put in your referees, and it might even be after your interview that they will ask you for your referee, and also give you that letter of authorization that you're going to sign, authorizing them to contact those people and make inquiries about you. Okay, so that section for referees, remove it. Know the right information to put, know the right section to put your information, know how to get information from the job you're applying for and feeding it into your CV. Okay, that is just the basic tactics that you need in writing a healthcare assistant CV. And also, it's not just even about writing healthcare assistant CV. No matter the job you're applying for, a good CV is that CV that you will go to the job advert, look at the things they specifically mentioned that they're looking for. There are generic requirements for each industry. Like if you are in the healthcare, you're applying for a job in the healthcare section, of course, if what you'll be hearing is all about compassion, empathy, all those sensitive to the needs of others, personal care, and all that. That is just what you'll be hearing. So of course, when you're writing your CV, those things are just the basis. They're going to be there in your CV, whether you see it in the job advert or not. You must put it in your CV. Okay, if you're applying for a job in other sectors, each sector have their own language, their own terminologies. So apart from that, you will now come to that job itself and look at what did they specifically say they want in this job. Sometimes they might not list it one after the other. They might not tell you they want somebody who is this, who is empathetic, who is compassionate. They might just inside that English, inside that describing the job, describing the role, you will filter out those keywords that they use there. For example, you might see a company that will come and say, our company has been in the healthcare sector since 1970. We pride ourselves to being client focused, and we are looking for an individual who is non-judgmental, who can do this job, who has experience in this, who is a go-getter, who can play well along with the team and all that. They have mentioned more than 4 points in this sentence I'm making now. Okay, you've seen there that they're looking for someone who is a team player, they're looking for someone who is not judgmental, they're looking for someone who is a go-getter, who is self-motivated. Those are the things you will now come to your personal abilities, your skills and personal abilities, and you put them there. You put them there that you are this kind of a person they're looking for. And when you go to your cover letter, maybe we'll do another video for cover letter. If not, from everything you've learned from this CV writing, you should be able to draft a cover letter, because your cover letter is just you speaking English to tell the recruiter that all these things in this CV, this is how you've applied it, this is the experience you've gotten, this is the time when you applied your empathy. If you say you are compassionate, you're empathetic, that is just your cover letter basically. Okay, so once you know what you're doing in your CV, you should be able to apply that also in your cover letter. If need be, we might do another video for it. If not, I believe that for now, you can go and apply for your jobs with this information that you've gotten. Okay, and I hope that this video is very, very informative, that this video is very helpful. If there is anything you don't get, don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section. I would have done this like a live video where we all come together, sit down and be doing it real time. People can ask questions real time, but of course that the channel is still a very young one. I don't even know how many people will be notified, or how many people will know that such an event is going on, and the participation might be low, the turn up might be low. So I decided to just do it and drop it. Anybody that comes across it that have questions, you can always come to this comment section and drop your questions. Okay, I'm hoping that it's serves the purpose. Those people that requested for the video, I'm hoping that it serves the purpose and you could see how to typically write a healthcare assistant CV or senior healthcare assistant CV, anything at all relating to health, or even a general CV. The tips are just the same when you're writing even any other kind of CV. Okay, so guys, if you've watched up to this extent, I believe that this video was very well valuable. It was very well engaging. Please don't forget to encourage me, to support my channel by liking the video. I've told you people the essence of liking videos is not just about you saying I like it. By liking it, 1, 2, 3 people liking it, YouTube will say, yeah, this video is really good content. Let them show it to more people, because All those things matter. So please like the video, please subscribe if you've not. If you cannot like a video or you cannot subscribe, maybe because you don't have a Gmail account, please create a Gmail account. It's absolutely free to do all those things. Create a Gmail account so that whenever you're watching YouTube, you can always log in and be able to like or subscribe to your favorite YouTube channels. Okay, so guys, that being said, thank you for watching up to this extent. Let me know what you think about doing the cover letter or not doing the cover letter in the comment section. Okay, so until my next video, you do take care of yourself, love yourself, and don't forget to be positive. No matter what the circumstance is, please be positive. Something good can still come out of it. Okay, do take care of yourself. Bye bye.